Rory McIlroy played a practice round here at Quail Hollow, getting used to the conditions of this golf course. And this is his first start since the Zurich Classic at New Orleans. Of course, he and his good friend Shane Lowry won that event. It was the 25th PGA Tour win for Rory McIlroy. He had a lot of fun in his first ever start in New Orleans, walking the fairways with his good buddy Shane Lowry, and also, of course, winning. And because of that event, he arrives here in Charlotte in a very positive frame of mind.
I think, we've got a great run of events coming up with here, the PGA at Valhalla, and then going to, a great stretch of golf with Canada, Memorial, U.S. Open at Pinehurst, which I love as well. So I think that the week in New Orleans did me the world of good just in terms of the fun element. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time, regardless of the result. But then obviously the result was a bonus too, and getting the win with Shane. And I think as well with how I felt like my game came around, especially on the weekend there. I played great. We got off to a bit of a slow start Saturday, but I think I played the last 10 holes on Saturday and 6 under. And then, I played a super solid round of golf on Sunday, even though I only hit half of the shots. The shots that I did hit I thought were pretty good. So, and then to win with a friend and to, what that did for both of our seasons, right? It got Shane into the last few signature events. It got us both up the FedEx Cup points list quite a bit, and it gave us a lot of confidence going into the meat of the season and the summer. So, it was a great week. I'm obviously so glad that we were able to do it and play, and it definitely makes me excited about the rest of the year now.
I want to follow up what you said. You said it did a lot for you from a fun perspective. Was fun missing heading into New Orleans?
I think when you're going through a spell of golf where you're not getting the results that you want, it's hard to have fun, right? It's hard to keep your enthusiasm. It's hard to keep that sort of positive mindset week in, week out. And that was my 4th week in a row. And I was saying to my team last week, it's a great lesson for me that when things aren't going great, sometimes it's not about going back home and working on your game and standing on the range. It's about trying to play through it and understand what your misses are and how to manage. And it was a good lesson to me that sometimes just to keep going is the right thing to do, and to keep playing and to keep keep working on what you're working on and having faith that it is all going to come together at some point.
Well, it did. And you mentioned expectations. I'd like to know what your expectations are when you tee it up here at Quail Hollow.
Yeah, I think it's hard for me to come here and not have high expectations because of my history here and how well that I've played. But I love this. I love the golf course. I love the area. I love the Harris family. So, regardless of the expectations that I have coming into this event, I always know that I'm going to have a good week because of the history that I've had here, the rapport I feel like I've built up with the fans and the community, and how much support I get. So, and I think that all of that together helps me play better golf too. So it sort of goes hand in hand. But yeah, I love this week, and for it to be the first PGA Tour event that I ever won, and the memories that I've had from that, and the success that I've had since, I always come here with really good vibes.
Final thing, you shattered expectations on stage with the band when you sang Don't Stop Believing. Is that a learned skill you have, or were you just naturally gifted to be a great singer?
I am not naturally gifted. If anyone actually heard my voice, they would know that. As like 80s rock songs go, it's probably one of the only ones that I know. So I'm glad that he sort of gives me that one as an option. And if I were to have a karaoke song, that would be it. But only like the first 2 or 3 verses. I don't think I know the words for the whole song. But I'm good for like the first minute of that song. So I'm glad that's all that people saw.
McIlroy not quite hitting the vocal range of Steve Perry of Journey, but he had a memorable weekend in New Orleans. Now, as far as here at Quail Hollow, well, he might be hitting the right notes as far as setup goes. Now, there's been a lot of rain here in Charlotte over the last week. This golf course is very soft. Now, it's long when it's dry, but a wet golf course here at Quail Hollow means it's very, very long. That plays in Rory's hands. Also, brand new greens, new grasses on these greens, meaning they are very firm. So you've got to hit the ball very high to land the ball and keep the ball on the greens, also fitting into Rory McIlroy's game. So he is going to be the favorite heading into competition, which begins on Thursday. Now, in regards to other competitors here or not here, Scottie Scheffler is not in the field this week. He is, of course, awaiting the birth of him and his wife Meredith's first child. Also not in the field is Ludwig Åberg. This was a bit of a surprise. On Monday, Åberg announced that he is not going to play here because of some knee issues. Well, I reached out to his camp today, and I found out that he was preparing last week to play in the Wells Fargo Championship, but while he was prepping, he noticed some swelling on his left knee. Now, if you're going to have a knee issue, a left knee is probably the worst of the two in regards to being a right-handed golfer, because that's where you turn and post up on. But his camp said there is no pain in that left knee, just some swelling. And after consulting with doctors, everyone decided that Åberg should actually not play this week, rest up, get some ice, get some treatment on that left knee, and be ready for the PGA Championship at Valhalla. And right now he plans to compete in his second ever major championship. And by the way, Åberg, his last 4 starts on the PGA Tour, all top 15 finishes, including a second place finish at the Masters.